once they come up in the seated position, a couple of things. You want to, one of the gripes I've heard about seated position is that if you're working in them and you're pressing down on them, the client sort of struggles to keep upright. Like, you know, you can compress and they start collapsing. But if you start with them coming back towards you like this and supported by your legs, that didn't work. I thought
Sorry.
it would work. So we'll just start with just easy compression.
And you're pushing just.
Yes, and my knees are supporting her back so she can come up against me. So just easy, just to loosen a little bit. And we're just going to come down, and still, now my knee is right up against her sacrum so that she can lean up against me, so she can take the pressure. I'm just going to use my forearms with my hands in a neutral position to sink in and roll. So you sink in and you roll. Now, if you've been paying attention to the anatomy, you know, like how the upper trapezius, it has a connection down behind the clavicle to the first rib. So when it contracts, it rolls forward a lot, the upper trapezius.
Mm-hmm.
So along with adding compression, if you compress and lean back and down. So you're unrolling, you're rolling the trapezius back and then down.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much.
That's great.
Okay, and then just one like this. Just easy to loosen the shoulders. I'm just going to do a real simple version. And then this way. So you sink down and then roll. Sink down and then roll. And then we're going to have a person interlock their fingers here. So you see that, can you do simple position with your legs like fold up? So like this, right, and you lift up and you rotate. So you lift up to decompress
Mm-hmm.
and then rotate. It's okay? Right? So it's two parts, you know, the fingers are interlocked. You're going to grab like this, stabilize here, lift up.
And
So
your
it's
knees.
your body movement.
Yeah.
Up. And then we're gonna, so when you do that rotation, look at the position. Most of the rotation is here because of the shoulder girdle.
Mm-hmm.
Because and you get some downward spiral, but the rotation doesn't go as much down here. So when you do that upper body rotation, it's here. So how to get the rotation to come down? So y'all come a little closer. Could you move up on the mat just a little bit?
Go ahead, honey. I'll go back.
So come like this, come. So you're good. So this knee comes right up against the sacrum. That locks the sacrum in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have put the arm this way, like this. Right? And this comes underneath like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this foot comes up like this to stabilize here. So inhale and smile for the camera. See the rotation?
Mm-hmm. Let me get it.
The sacrum is locked in,
Are you just using your hips for the turn?
pretty much, because of this content. So that's okay. So here, knee up against the sacrum, locking it in. This comes up here. This hand comes up under here like this. And this here foot, I used to do it like this,
Mm-hmm.
too much. This stabilizes.
Okay.
So inhale. So I'm starting downward and then it's like an upward spiral.
Mm.
So you lift up and also turn. That was good.
Okay, awesome.
I like that.
So let's see, we did this here one. And you gotta turn the page here. And we're not going to do the straight leg stuff, right? But we're going to do, now you can move back. Thank you. So open your legs like this. And a little closer, so we can go like this. Grab a hold of that pole. So inhale. High over. Exhale, come this way.
Do
Okay.
I drop? Do you want me to drop? Don't drop.
Don't drop the ball.
Don't drop the spirit stick. It will be cursed.
Ah.
Okay, so
Oh, I like the
that's
twist.
that. And now you can drop it. Okay, so you stay like this. And the next thing is this. So we start stretching the adductors. So just relax your legs and let me move. Yes. Just hang out a little bit. You do one move and then you just stop. Just look at how she's changing her energy. Is that about far enough?
Yeah. No, well, yeah.
You can say yes,
Yes.
but that's true. So here, nice. It's true. Okay, cool. So this is nice, easy, supported stretch for adductors, right? So easy. And then the next thing is a little bit more of compression into the adductors. So look at the page. See what happens next. So,
Cross leg?
here.
Nope. Feet on the inside of the ground.
Oh, here. Here. So we're doing this, and now we're doing this. And that's where the lion face right there. That's what it actually is. You suck up here.
That was a worried little smile.
Okay, so here, like this. Bend the knee. Bend the knee.
You should
and
call it the
press.
Daenerys Targaryen. Bend the knee.
Oh my god.
Also,
Oh, that's good. I like that. She said, no,
That's
wait
leg
a
lock
minute.
for
I hate
adductors.
you right
Okay.
now. I love and hate you. Yes.
You just did a little alternation? Like,
yeah, I just
uh-huh.
did. Just to distract her a little bit.
Mhm.
So this is pretty nice for adductors, easy to do. Okay. I'm gonna come out of the nut. Okay. Now, look at that last thing. I mean, not the last thing, but this is the last move about the heels. See how I place them for the psoas, I believe.
Next page.
Okay, so
Second to last
be real
picture.
easy on this.
Okay.
So here's where we're placing the heels. Here's ASIS, right above it. And when you make contact, you turn your feet out. Heels go right here. Above the ASIS and lateral of the lateral border of rectus abdominis. It's a nice way to meet you, Hillary.
I know Hillary, and I'm just like, I already know. She's like, no, he's doing real good.
So you rest your feet on the legs, right?
Mhm.
So you don't poke around. You deserve at least that much respect. Okay, so just close your eyes now because you don't want to be in this place. Okay, so you want to make sure where you're at here, and then you just. That compression, okay?
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine.
So I changed this from original conception where I was having my heels up a little too high,
Mhm.
and I was putting too much tension in my leg, but I found that if I rest them on their legs, make sure you're above the ASIS and onto the lateral border, just on the outside of the lateral border here. When you fold them forward, that's a good, you're right in the psoas.
Does it just sink in naturally?
Yeah, because you place them and then you bring them towards you. Okay, let's try that much, okay? Thank you so much.